everyone, and thank you for having me. My name is Asia, and I am the CEO of Trella Technologies, and we created TrellaGro LST. It's an automated horizontal plant training system that will automatically train a tall plant to grow in a small space. Why did we do that? Well, it started with a problem that I was facing as a medical grower, and I found that the indoor farming industry has the same problem, especially those that are using vertical and stacked farming arrangements like that shown on the screen. They're limited by height, so they have to grow short plants or train and tie them down by hand, which requires skill and time. Our solution, we developed an automated solution using a method called low stress training, LST, TrellaGro LST. Here's how it works. All the way from early veg to harvest. There's just one plant, and you can see the top of it poking through a green ring. As the plant grows, it moves from left to right. When we get to the flowering stage, you just remove that top panel and let the branches stretch up towards the light. Harvest time is easy. You can remove that side panel to harvest in whole or in pieces, and then repeat the process. On the next slide, you'll see two time-lapse videos. We have version 5 with the green ring on the left, and version 4 with our older design on the right. There's just one plant per unit, and you'll see it grow over time. And at the end of the veg stage, all of those branches have access to the overhead lights. And each branch that remains can become a top to increase yield. We also have an app to track how fast the plant is growing versus environmental conditions. And with this data, growers can determine the best conditions for faster growth, which will result in more harvest throughout the year. How did we get this far? With a teamwork and a diverse group of people with varying backgrounds. We have engineers, designers, public relations. 2 of our team members are BU grads, Ms. Angela Pitter and Ms. Nina Herbanko. And we've been working on this since November of 2016. We're on design number 6, which is our MVP. We're patent pending, dating back to 2017, and we bootstrap with our own funds, then raise additional capital using Indiegogo and StartEngine, which is our Regulation Crowdfunding campaign. We're focused on the intersection between the cannabis industry and indoor farming, specifically stacked and container farming. Indoor farming is key. We've got food shortages and we need year-round production. In the cannabis space, we need a diverse range of cultivars to meet market demand. So we need to grow those taller strains indoors, especially here on the East Coast. With TrellaGro LST, growers can increase their product offering, get more yield, stay within their plant count limitations, and let's get more specific. With low stress training, you reduce the need to cut and prune, which leads to faster growth, especially when you compare it to screen and train. This also leads to less time spent on plant training and maintenance. During our lab trials, we're down to less than 15 minutes of plant maintenance every 2 weeks. Based on our grow trials, with 4 plants, we're getting 70 ounces in a 4x8 space. We're using less plants, we're getting more yield, and at the same time, we're reducing costs and waste. Let's talk about energy. When it comes to energy savings, with our next-gen design, growers can automatically sync their LED grow lights to only go on when they really need to, as the plant grows. We look forward to sharing the benefits with people like Emma. She's a medical marijuana patient. She has a favorite cultivar that she wants to grow on her own, but she travels. With TrellaGro LST, she can meet her needs, stay legit, and travel without worrying about her babies. Next up, we have Charlie, and she's coming at this from a different perspective. She wants to transition from her local farm into a container farm. With TrellaGro LST, she can do so without a significant impact on her labor costs. And finally, we have Gus. Gus is already licensed, good for him. But he wants to expand without buying a new building. So he decides to go vertical with a stacked arrangement. With TrellaGro LST, he can expand his operation, control energy and waste costs for sustainability, and maintain an even canopy, whether he's growing the short plants or the tall ones. We've been active in our community since day one, advocating and speaking out. Back in 2017, we made a pledge to donate several units to patients and caregivers and nonprofit organizations, because we want people who need this to be able to benefit from this technology as well. When it comes to manufacturing, for our smaller batch orders, we'll receive custom parts from various sources and assemble them right here in Massachusetts. But in order to meet the commercial customers' demand, we're going to need to increase our output. So we're going to switch over to contract manufacturing for those larger batch orders. When it comes to costs and profitability, with a retail price of $6,540 for our larger unit, we'd have an operating profit margin of about 48%. On this slide, you can see our overall costs. In 2021, we'll expand our R&D to reach into other markets outside of the cannabis industry, such as fruiting plants and trees. I mean, can you imagine the possibilities if we can grow trees indoors? Our next steps are focused on sales, marketing, and funding. We need to improve our website traffic, grow our mailing list, and build relationships with our target market. We have a goal to sell 100 units by 2020 for shipping in 2021. And we need help. We're looking for partnerships and advisors for the sales and marketing experience. And that's why we're very excited about this pitch opportunity, not just for the cash amount, but for the relationships. Thank you very much for your attention.
So for anybody who's ever tied down cannabis plants, this is pretty big ass. Yeah. Can you go back, or actually this is a really good visual. So the scalability of this is this will actually fit the 3-tiered racks that we saw in there for massive cultivation operations, right? This is scaled to fit. How far can you build these out? How long do these go?
That's right, so we've got a 4-foot long unit.
Okay.
So you can do like a 4x8 space, you can do 2 side by side. Then we have a 6-foot unit, which is good for like residential shelves, like shelves you can do from Home Depot. But we can go as far as 8 feet, so we would like to be able to fill a full rack.
My only concern is, so it's meant to go around the racking in the cultivation facility?
No.
It's meant to be the racking.
To sit within a shelf.
Got it, thank you. So the benching would sit underneath this?
Yes, exactly.
Got it, thank you, okay. And you said how much was it cost you?
The larger unit is $6,540.
Okay. I really see it more geared towards the larger manufacturer in terms of cultivations. I know you're using it for smaller, what's the smaller unit cost for the home grower?
That's $5,500.
5,000. Is there any way to get that price down, or it's just gonna
I
be
would love to. That is
I know. Yeah. And then the crossover marketing too. So you do plan to market this in other commercial and indoor?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's going to be essential, especially if you want to go into fruiting trees and things like that. We got to get the cost down and get a larger market.
Well, and for any of y'all that know, you can really pull a cannabis plant to grow like strawberries too. So you can move it that way. It's interesting. And in terms of how many of these do you actually have out on the streets and facilities?
So we built 6 prototypes in our own lab, and right now we just opened for pre-order. So we're looking to find individuals that we can partner with to do this beta testing, our field testing as well.
Okay, thank you.
Moving parts in here. Those things will break down. What do you do then? As the little homeowner that has a 4-foot machine and the thing gets stuck in the middle.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
I know. So how is the serviceability, or who's going to take care of those problems?
Yeah. So for our residential growers, our warranty is 3 years. We designed this, and my partner, Trey, he's a medical device and robotics engineer. We designed this as a kit so that things can be removed if they break down and easily put back in. But for our larger customers, people that are doing multiple units or commercial, we're going to have service contracts. You go in there every year, check the gears, check the motors, do that maintenance for them to make sure that they don't have that breakdown. But our goal is so that people don't have that type of experience for 3 years.
Do you have patents?
Yes, we do. We're patent pending in the U.S. and internationally since 2017.
Thank you.
Is there additional costs associated with the app or use of the app?
That will be free for now. We want to get some data in there and see the quality of the data, and then we can start optimizing and doing more things with it.
And because not everyone has a cell phone or has that opportunity to get that, is there a way to use it without the app?
Yeah, actually, we're going to start with a website-based app, so that you can use it with any, Safari or anything like that, and then we'll transition into the apps that are more for iPhones, etc.
Thank you.
thank you all for attending. Thank you BU so much for all their amazing sponsorship and co-support through all this, showing that cannabis is viable. Cannabis consumers are real, dedicated, intelligent, driven individuals, and for helping us raise the awareness of social advocacy and the importance in the cannabis industry. And I will say one of the best parts about this competition is that Jeff and I don't have to do the job that the judges do. I know that that is incredibly difficult, although the difficult task that I now have is my whole life I've wanted a big check. I want to win a big check. And now for the third year in a row, I have to hand somebody else a really big check. And so without further ado, we are very excited to announce that Trella Technologies
Woo!